Hi, I'm RetroRyoHazuki81. Yes, and I'm coming online to explain something about when you look up RetroRyoHazuki81 on Google. Yes, so um, let's get, for example, let's say we discover a YouTube channel and it is in fact called RetroRyoHazuki81. Now, what I need to make clear of, and and the fact that I have to even hold the phone with my own arm and my own hand sometimes because I have financial problems, because I have hardships of, you know, what's going on in my financial situation, is due to the fact that I'm lied about, I'm denied about in history. And even though if it says something that's, you know, not like how to explain it, like if it refers to me in some context of some way on Google, that that I'm like what is it, the word they use, I'm referred to as Ryuzuki. They say that, but then it also says it refers to me as that name as a protagonist. Okay, protagonist. Now, well, okay, the protagonist is depicted to be like often seen as the hero, and then it says he is actually the villain, or he's the villain, or I don't even know, like the villain, or the, I just read about this definition of what a protagonist is, but it does say that okay, so it says the antagonist is like the hero to the okay, it says that like I'm depicted to be the hero, but it's saying I'm really the villain, or it's saying something in some context that I'm like, it says that I'm the opposite of the antagonist to the story. So it says I'm the protagonist to the story, meaning like the depicted to be like the hero of the story, but then I'm like the villain of the story in some kind of context, like okay, well, whatever it says, about what I'm claiming. So it says I'm like the narrator of what I'm talking about, and then I am narrating what I'm talking about, yes, but in regards to my claims with Shenmue, that's what I'm staying focused on right here. Like, I'm victim. It's like I'm not trying to stir up any problems with the game industry, or uh, the history of my own self or other people, but I am strongly in faith, believing that I am the victim of a lot of my claims. And like the reason I don't have, I'm not officially recognized. Well, I mean, like I don't have the money that I should have been credited or somehow. If not in 1995, the teachers should have did everything they could do to find me after that year and give me the official credit once I turned 18, or whatever, because I was only a minor when I did these things for Shenmue. When I did these things for Shenmue, all my claims that I'm, counting as fact to, I was 14 years old. Now, when it says, okay, so Retro Ryohazuki 81, when it gives the definition of 81, there's someone online or in some kind of a game forum. It says, if you look up on Google, that there's something of a name called RetroZick81. Says, so he says that he says something about, I guess it's just basically what I said, that I'm the protagonist of the story. and I'm often depicted to be the hero, often depicted to, like, it says something like, okay, villain or something. Like, it says the antagonist is for the story, and whatever it says, but I'm not. See, so I'm not like okay, my narrative of the Shenmue is just victimized in a way, because like my teachers, maybe they could be the antagonists of what I'm claiming, but they're the ones who are really the evil ones in a way. If they were so jealous of me and don't want to say nothing to me all this time, I mean, this is the glory that I had earned, and this is my fighting system, on a certificate of karate that, it does. I don't know if it claims about the martial arts I did that year, but I did do. I don't know really all the definitive claims it has, that degree, but I do know that I created my own system. They extracted from my training, the Dan teachers, these moves. And if the system of the law in Michigan, the legal system, like the police forces and the legal system in Lansing would support the police, and then the community of Riverview that sides against me, if they're like discriminating against me, I don't know what it is, but I see. Let me say this: I don't know anybody very much in Riverview anyway. I don't even know my neighbors that, I'm sure they see me stressed out coming home from wherever I'm coming home from, with my parents, with whatever, or one of the parents I live with, and I get stressed out because my financial situation is suffering. I'm not supposed to live here. If I had earned a certificate like this, and even though if I have had a medical condition in 1995, and it's been ongoing for mental illness for all this time, who collected the money that I was supposed to be entitled to? The earnings, the royalties, the copyrights, the trademarks. I didn't get that money. These neighbors probably know something about it. I'm not going to say which ones, but probably right within this proximal circle of where I'm living at on Fox Glen and, Ryanwood and Fox Glen and Riverview, Michigan. There's neighbors that know all about this, I'm believing, because I know of some neighbors within my proximal distance that they're related to the karate teacher that they issued me this degree, who gave me this, because I earned it. And that's all it is. I earned some degree, and then the teacher wants to take it back for some reason. And then there's these people in class that all wanted the degree from me. That's the only reason they came to the ceremony, because they wanted to get something that was like, it's like a free handout. I think some other students and people that knew about this degree, to them it's like a free win it, in it to win it handout, something. I don't want to insult people. I mean, it's really horrible. I don't want to insult people with this, I know people have pride. Maybe they earn something else in life, but that doesn't mean they can just, see, people can't just win what I did and earn what I did by paying for it. It doesn't make sense, because I'm the person that did this. I created this system. It came from my training. Now, if the people who are saying that, if they ever would say we don't have records of what you're claiming, well, they're breaking the legal system that they created. They're breaking like laws of whatever. They're lying. They're liars, because they probably, maybe they would destroy it, and they would disregard my human rights. If they would disregard my human rights, I'm not trying to be like, how to explain it? I'm not trying to be a historical figure like Abraham Lincoln or some kind of racist storyline. I'm trying to go back in time like, oh yeah, people are racist against me or discriminate, like, you know, what is it? All these cases like Rodney King or, um, you know, and Rosa Parks had a situation. People in history, think about it. Well, for one, I'm not African American. I'm Mexican American, but it's a problem in a way for me to be depicted to be suffering like this. See, this is what I'm saying here. You know, like I'm saying, I'm going back again. I have to hold this stupid phone up because I don't have a tripod. I don't have money for the things I need. If I had money for the things I needed, that would mean I was always supposed to have residual income, all kind of things. And now I have to, like, if Sega doesn't want to claim what I did, I have to try to sue somebody or something. That's really insulting in such a horrific way to live your life, thinking I had to sue somebody when I had a degree on paper. I never translated in Korean or some other languages, that I earned something really prominent and successful. And you know, we've got on a gaming forum, was it, or a YouTube video that I'm unaware of, that RetroRyoHazuki81, what is it, Sinclair ZX81 something, whatever the hell they're talking about, some kind of wild stuff online that I'm trying to understand where they're coming from to say I'm a protagonist. Now, if anything, I would have to say, don't look at me like a protagonist. Look at me like, I'll give some the thesaurus type of words to translate what I'm saying. I'm like a victim. I'm like I'm the actual non-fictional hero. I'm the non-fictional hero, because to me, Ryozuki's not even fiction. If they gave me some degree saying these things that I'm not supposed to tell anybody about it or whatever, well, I'm finally telling people about this degree. Now, the teachers, if they would deny this degree, well, they're lying, but they're lying for the cause of protecting everybody. You know, protecting everybody for like, you know, there's a disclaimer, Shenmue, yeah, and there's all these things, but, you know, like, here I come online doing these moves, but it's not just the moves I created, it's everything else, the talent, the body, the heroic, non-fictional character that contributed to this. It doesn't mean I have to be 100% Japanese or 100% some other race. It doesn't mean that. It just means that, it just means that they're giving me this new name. And it's also in reference to Tekken also. They started a new character from Tekken 3 that was not even created in 1995. It was only Tekken 2 so far. So they're going to make a new character, Jin Kazama. I remember one of the Dan teachers leaving the changing room, you know, and he's got even a goatee like me at the time. He says, I'm going to make him Jin. And then he left the changing room. And the Dan teachers, they noticed I was paying attention to that, because I could kind of overhear some of the things they were saying, not too far from me. So, you know, this is like a better lifestyle, a better everything to claim these things, you know, in a way. But, you know, like, when I want to say this too, this to me appears to be like the time of AI nowadays. When I was supposed to claim these things long ago, 30 years ago, you know, I mean, there was no AI at the time. Yes, Terminator 2 was popular 4 years ago, or 5 years ago, 3 years ago, whenever it came out in the 90s. I think that was 1991, if I'm correct. You know, but see, so that's like an AI movie that, you know, it doesn't seem like it would be that as far away nowadays, those times, than it does seem far away in 1991 or whatever date it came out. My life kind of also, I don't know how to explain it, but some parts of my life remind me of Terminator 2 and the Terminator. Like, you know, it reminds me of that. Like, you know, hell, I dated a girl. I got to know a girl. Her name was Sarah. And, you know, for them to give reference to Sarah Connor, you know, like, oh wow, that's really wild. And it seems like they've got this guy called Kyle Reese from the military in some, was it 2025 or 2015, whatever. I think it's 2025, actually. Going back to 80 something, 84 was it, or whatever. And then so Kyle Reese goes back in time. He can never go back to 2025. Or was it 2050 to 1984? He can never go back. But then he goes back and he's sent to find Sarah Connor, and he protects Sarah Connor from the Terminator that is a AI machine that is also sent to that time. You know, that's the story, and that's pretty, you know, wild, that movie, in a way, to me. He ends up making a child with Sarah Connor. It's Kyle Reese before he dies at the end of the movie. So, you know, that's something, you know, that I might question in myself, my own way. Is there some kind of a significant reference I should be aware of to this Terminator series? Because I still don't know much about it. Who wrote it, who created it, and what is it in regards to this movie? If there's some kind of, you know, is there some kind of prophecy about the Terminator 2 or Terminator movie? Is it real? Is any of it real? Now, let's ask this question. When I'm talking about this character, you know, is any of this real, what I've done for Shenmue? Well, I want to say this. And I don't want to spoil this. I don't want to spoil the real truth about Shenmue. There's more truth about it in this, you know, stenchy little video that I'm not even referencing, you know, representing myself the way I would. It's like a stench. So, you know, like, yes, I do believe that I'm non-fictional with my claims, and that, like, my claims are not fictional. They're not like just, I don't just imagine these things. They're not made up. You know, if they're fiction, that would mean that I make them up, and they're just like made to entertain. They're fantasy. These claims, you know, that can be referenced later if I am ever on national TV. You know, I don't even care to be on national TV sometimes. I'm already on people's TV screens or their phones because I'm putting myself on video connected to it. But I know more about the way this Shenmue and some of these things I claim were created. I was trying to get my teachers to represent me one day, to be on television, to be in Hollywood, to be in the entertainment industry, the martial arts movie industry or entertainment industry. Then I'm saying there's a real Dobuita, there's a real Yokosuka Harbor, and a real Shenmue house. And I had a real degree. Okay, so I didn't know these things were real in Shenmue. I want to give that reference too. The places are real and all that. That's something I was unaware of playing Shenmue myself personally. Now I know they say Shenmue 1 came out in 1998, but really, I remember buying this movie. I remember buying this video game in. I think. I don't know why they say it came out in 1998 for the Sega Dreamcast. Maybe it did, perhaps in Europe. But I do remember that I can only buy this video game. It was only available to the public in the United States in 1999. Now, is that some kind of error of reference? I don't remember ever buying this or it even being available in 1998. Maybe somehow someone will say I'm wrong, but um, in the United States, I can remember. I remember it was only available. I had bought it. My parents had bought it or something. It's a gift that my brother wanted and I wanted. I didn't even know it was about me in any way because it feels like it's about me a lot. In 1999 of December. Oh, yeah. So like, uh, what I'm saying about this Shenmue, also it says Ryozuki is a fictional character. I don't want to scare people about this. I really don't. I know I'm like a different kind of a person in some ways, but um, it's weird that I mean, I don't really know what to say sometimes. Now Ryozuki, even though, let me explain this too. Like, let me say, even though I do claim and I talk about history in the medical, my medical records or whatever, about, let's say, like, give the instance of, give the example, the word is of mental illness or some medical condition. That can be true, but it doesn't mean I'm only delusional and I'm telling all lies and it doesn't mean I'm lying at all. Like, mental illness can mean a lot of things. It doesn't mean paranoid only. It doesn't mean everybody should freak out and mental. Just delete them from history, delete them from everything, keep them out. Discrimination, like freak out. It doesn't mean these things. Like, when people act that way about mental illness, there's martial art movie actors that have proven their reputation already. They have the same conditions I have online. Well, I'm not going to just give reference to their names, but they're clearly on Google. They're clearly, you can find them, and they're big people in the martial art movie industry, or they could be big people in the that are famous, that are athletes, that are actors in some other way. Maybe they just act like whatever they act like. Like let's give an example. Today, Bruce Willis has dementia in some ways, and so we know his history with the acting, history he has, and being a celebrity. But that's someone that is suffering that in that regard. See, this is the thing about this mental illness and this history of that. People can get over these things too. There can be ways to get over or get better with these things, but it doesn't mean like automatic discrimination is necessary with this. No, it's not right to be that way. And it's always good to be informed and to be knowledgeable about what someone is talking about. Is RetroRyoHazuki81. Hello, I am RetroRyoHazuki81, and this is part 2 of the part 1 video. Okay, so to just summarize this video, yes. So I'm online explaining about the protagonist, what that means, and then they talk about versus the antagonist. So that's what someone is depicting, or somehow Google or AI knowledge is depicting me to be this way. I need to say that the internet, the cloud of the internet, the cloud means the source of knowledge that represents the internet. There's all kind of clouds in Google or Microsoft or the internet, the website, the websites out there. The clouds are there for data. So what I'm saying, Okay, okay, RetroRyoHazuki81 is in LLC. It is active, and my claims, what I'm saying, they are active. They're real, but they're real from what I claim, from my standpoint, what I'm saying. Um, but like it may not be official. These things, what I'm claiming to Sega, it may not be official to whatever is out there now. Like, I want to say this: we don't live in a perfect world. We don't. I don't live in a perfect world. Nobody does. Nobody's 100% safe all their life, all the time. Now, I'm only claiming these things that I find that are real truth in my history, because overall I know I earned it, and I had a real degree representing this. It's simple truth that I earned all these things, and I did all these things. To me, it's like automatically relevant knowledge that I do have about myself. And whether or not Sega or the Shenmue Dojo would acknowledge my claims as official, I know it's like my own knowledge personally that I know I'm all these things, because I can remember my past times, my history with this federation 30 years ago, and other truths about my claims that I know they're real. So like yes, and the fact I gotta keep holding the phone, holding it up, and it's annoying. So like all my suffering, or most of my sufferings, come from being a different kind of a person. I believe strongly that I cannot even get a good job at all. I cannot even be accepted in colleges at all. Sometimes by people, sometimes because of my history with these people in my past that lie about me sometimes, and they represent me in a way that makes me look bad. Because why? Because they're guilty of some fraudulent crimes. Because they're guilty, but they don't want to look bad, because they want me to look bad, because I'm the rightful recipient of my claims from a degree that nobody likes to talk about. Phil Duncan said to me one time only that there are greater dynamics here at work, Ryan, that I can't just talk about. You'd have to write me letters. I don't even have paper or ink, or sometimes to just write these letters and send them to Phil Duncan, or get on email or something. Like, maybe I have to send them through email. Maybe I should look into that. One of his secretaries from the Federation gave me his email info. Maybe I should try to do that. I haven't done that. I mean, it's like, I don't listen to that sometimes, because I don't know if I was supposed to type it out. I can print it out and send it to him through the mailbox, the physical mailbox, or I guess now they're saying like through email, or through so if I wrote him these letters through emails, that's probably what I should do. I shouldn't have to get on Microsoft Works and buy Microsoft Works and then write these letters myself, and then type them out and make physical copies and send them to them. No, I could just write these in a college format of, like emails, make like essays. I know how to write essays for college. I know how to do that. That's probably what I should do. Wow, what a revelation I have in this one video of YouTube of the second part of my claims. I guess I'll do that. Let's hope he respects my claims enough, because this is a real problem I have. I have never reached out to this Phil Duncan from the Federation, but I believe I'm going to write him emails. try to reason with this person in some kind of context. You know, like I know his son H.C. Kwang of Hyung-hee is alive, and he's well, I think he's he's leading the Federation now. But these claims are real and relevant when Hyung-hee, the father and the founder of our system, was alive still in 1995. And that is 7 years before he passed. There's a lot I have to learn about this Federation, and there's history I don't know about some people in this. Nobody tells me nothing. Nothing. I have to find out stuff on my own. It frustrates the hell out of me, but what can I do? Nobody respects me, I guess, for what I claim sometimes because for some stupid reasons or whatnot or whatever, and then I have a bad reputation as a man. Oh, he's not a man, people would say around here. Some people, I can't even, can't even be a man. What do I say? Can't have sexual intercourse with women. Is that normal? That's not normal to be that way. But if I gotta say the most offensive, obvious truths about myself for being a normal man, that I'm trying to be this way, but people are so discriminate around here against me because you're not this claims you have, Ryan. You're just nothing. You're a bipolar F up nothing. You're nothing. You can't penetrate nothing because you're nothing. Well, this is the horrific truth I've gone through because, well, I don't say nothing to people that I don't know. I mean, you're offending me if you think you're better than me because I don't talk to you. Well, who the hell do you think you are? I know what I am from my history, but who are you? You see? Oh, maybe that person is saying they're me in some way. You're all the claims I have. Well, my teacher gave you that right, but I didn't give you that right. See, that's where there's error in my history. There's error in, if my teacher is saying that someone he knows is all these things, someone he wants to deem as worthy of these things, and I'll take this and make a fool of you. I'll make a joke out of you, Ryan Salazar. Well, holy shit, I hope this a-hole doesn't want to kill me one day. I hope this guy is he calling himself a pastor in some kind of a Christian ministries too, that I hope this asshole doesn't want to murder me someday for saying these things. But yeah, I did this for Shenmue and all this. And I don't even like saying that I would be affiliated with any religious organization because I'm so, so offended about what I've gone through. I'm so offended. I know that these claims are really real, and people are liars about my history. So, what am I going to do about that? Well, they would probably lie because, they would say something that's, a lie, basically a lie, and that's probably because of a medical condition it's probably because of a medical condition that I am depicted to have, but it's misinterpreted in so many ways. Like discrimination about imaginary or some kind of a exaggerated mental illness. It can be so exaggerated, a condition that someone has that no, like the cure. How to say it? The cure for my conditions is what? Is being a man. And I don't want to say what the cures are, what obviously helps this, because I studied this kind of thing on my own damn phone. I had to do something, use some source. Well, I got the damn iPhone to tell me these things. See? Nobody tells me nothing, so I gotta research on my own. Does people know the stress and the hell I go through because people are so silent about these claims I have? Yeah, it's just insane what I go through. So Okay, what I'm saying, and I'm not trying to be so offensive and make people angry about this, but I have always had a purpose that I thought that when I earned this degree that offends everybody from 30 years ago, and it doesn't offend everybody, but it just want to make trouble, I guess. It's not my problem it made people trouble. It's not my problem it made people, jealous. It's not my problem that people wanted to represent what I claim. It's not my problem that maybe the government took back what I am supposed to claim. See, this is where there's so many problems in my history. And, I'm not supposed to be suffering like this all these years. Yeah, so, I'm trying to be a nice person about this online to the world, to in regards to this, what I'm claiming, but it's not easy to even represent myself sometimes. When you don't have your financial needs met, you don't have what you earned from. See, I have financial problems a lot. I'm suffering with financial problems, so I have stress in my life daily. I have a lot of stress that gives me problems with anxiety. I have a lot of stress that gives me problems with, getting along with my family. I have a lot of stress because I don't have the money I'm supposed to have from earning this certificate. Somebody else is claiming this all this time. My back feels like it hurts sometimes. I don't have the touch of a woman in my life. I don't have nothing in my life because the people here are like discriminating against me. And I have all kind of human rights, people hating me and stuff. It's really a horrific way to suffer for years and years, 30 years now. And I can't claim this because the damn teacher was so jealous and like, what the hell is it? You wanted to play a joke on me because you wanted to laugh at me because I was making your family angry, or people in your life at the time were just having their own problems because I was that damn cool. Well, I should say sorry. No. And then it gets really worse. I don't want to offend this teacher too much because, he's supposed to represent me. He's supposed to stand up for me. He's supposed to have the evidence that there's any in the Federation. See, this is where I'm at. It's like I have a 30 years of a stronghold on my life that is like a demonic problem in my life too. That and I'm not giving reference to a religion or something like that. Nature or something funny like that. I'm giving reference to the ways of wrongful discrimination. It's not right to be this way. So, okay, I'm at almost 15 minutes in the broadcast for the second part. Now, and there's the problem. Yes. Okay, good night. I have such an embarrassing life, and the teachers would want to say, here, take it all back now. Go be that. Ha, joke's on you. Like, I'm living with my parents. I'm living like this. They want embarrassment, I think, some of these teachers, because, well, they want to say how glorious and cool they are. They took all this and gave it to the government. They're representing the legal system. You know how evil that is to do that to a human being? I've even commented on, Donald Trump's Instagram. Now, I don't even know what he's going to think of me. Donald Trump probably might not even care about my claims. I messaged some Republicans about this. That now I can't just represent myself correctly if I'm like nobody to these people that are politicians. See, I don't even know if people would represent my claims correctly. Maybe Chuck Norris would not respect me either. I don't know. He's a Republican, but this is the problem I have. There's Republicans in my history. I believe they are. Or they're just people from America. I don't know what kind of people they really are. I don't know them enough. But they misrepresent me. They lie about me, I think. Or they tell the truth if they want to. So I go through a living hell for 30 years now. And, like, I mean, I don't know what I'm supposed to say, but I'm telling a truth. And for people to, for not people, for the internet to predict, for the internet to say I'm a protagonist. No, I'm not a protagonist, but, I'm also a victim of what I'm claiming. In a strong way, I'm a victim that has been suffering from these, denials, wrongful denials and different forms of like discrimination because of some status or some reasons why I cannot, you know, cannot understand or know or whatever. I mean, that's all I can say. So this is part 2 of my claims. Yes, and I'm RetroRyoHazuki81.